Hello, good people of planet Earth. For this week, the project that I'd like to do is something that I need myself, or I want to make for myself. Around the home I have a lot of these small candle cups. So I'd like to make something that can be used to hold these, but not to set on a table, to attach to a wall, like a wall sconce. So I was looking through my scrap pile, and I saw this piece of tube, and this is not very long, maybe about 6 inches long or so. And I remember I have a friend, and in the past, that he used to like to use tubes and pipes, and what he would do is flare the ends out and then put twists in them, and then make like flower vases and stuff like that. It's just really cool, and I never tried anything like that, and I thought, hey, that might be a good idea to try to do something similar to hold these candle cups. So my idea is to flare out the end of this enough that it would accept the candle. But more than that, I was looking at I have this beer bottle, nice Belgian beer that I drank, and I was thinking that if I can cut this glass right about at this level right here, and then turn that upside down, and then if that could fit within the flared part of this tube, I think that would be really cool. That would fit inside like such. Remember, it's cut off here. This part is gone. Sorry, it's the weather's very humid, so I always have a lot of phlegm in my throat. So sorry for the constant throat clearing. And then that, then this candle can then fit within the glass. So that, I think, would be pretty slick. So it would look something like this. You've got the tube, and then it's flared out on the top end like such, and then the glass is cut, and then the glass can fit above there quite a little bit like such, and then is inserted inside here like that, so that stays put. And then you drop the candle cup inside here, and it should just stop like at that level, and then here's the flame when it's lit up. And then the other part is, okay, I have to attach it to the wall. So I was thinking maybe, I have a few ideas, but I'm not completely set on this. And this is one of those things where when you want to attempt something you haven't tried before, you have to think through the process. Think about what step should precede what step, and that will always help you. Don't, sometimes if you do one thing and then you can't go back and change that, then you get yourself in, you box yourself into a corner. So, when you're doing something that you haven't done before, as long as you have a certain skill set, you'll be able to accomplish what you want to. But like I said, the process doesn't flow for you as naturally as something you constantly do. Then think out the steps logically. What needs to precede what? So once I finish this, or I have to think, how am I going to attach this to the wall? And my initial thoughts are, maybe I'll fuller this like such, and I might, like I said, I might put sort of a twist into this as well, and then maybe twist this area here. And then, in order to attach it to the wall, I have a piece of this, this is a 1/2 inch round, which I have loads of. Bird, you have to calm yourself, all right? You'll get a banana in a second. And what I was thinking is I will take that 1/2 inch round, and then I'll split it, and then form a U on one end like such. So either I'll hacksaw it down and then open that up, or I'll hot cut that and open it up into a U shape that would fit right around here, so that U comes across here like such. And then at this point here, then I'll twist these together and try to tighten it onto that section. At least that's my what I think. So, but we'll see. And then the arm will go out a distance, and keep it a distance from the wall, and then make a 90-degree bend down like this, and then have 2 holes in order to secure it to the wall. So just a very small, very simple wall sconce, for these candle cups. So what's going to happen, I don't know. We'll find out once I get going on it. So hope you enjoyed this one. Thank you. that blue handle thing that I'm holding right now in my right hand, it's a piece of carbide, very hard for sharpening scissors, knives, things like that. So I'm just using an edge and just scoring this bottle, and I'm using that piece of wood as a backstop, so I can just press it against it with a little bit of back pressure, so it stays in the same line. Here I'm going to use the boiling water and cold water technique in order for this to crack this along that line, this bottle. This is maybe the second time I've tried this, so I just, it's kind of hit or miss. And I think that this technique, I'm not an expert on cutting glass, but I think that this is not preferable in my opinion because if you remember, glass can be tempered and hardened like steel. So once you superheat it and then cool it quickly, you can form stresses in the glass in other places. And this, it's sheared off pretty nicely, but it has one little fracture that's going down on this piece just a little bit. So, but yeah, you'll see. It worked out well enough for what I want. Just gonna smooth out the sharp edges with some water and a piece of sand cloth. Just flaring out the edges here on that ball peen, which I made into a hardy tool. Again, my gloved hand, infamous gloved hand, is in the way, but you get the idea for these operations. Another hardy tool I have sitting around, sort of a little cone mandrel, and worked pretty well to flare this out. So, you know, if I didn't have the wall in front of me, this would be a lot easier to film because, you know, I could film it, you know, from the front, not from the back. But, you know, my space being what it is, nothing much I can do about that, unless I change the position of where I'm sitting. Just monkeying around here, just using different ways to flare out the inside of this tube so it will accept the glass and then the candle.
Pure artwork. Yeah, let me go at that again one more time. I need to crimp that down before I can make a twist. Not much happening. There we go. Carry on to the way. That's about all she wrote. I was actually liking the way this started to come out. It's once it's split, and I thought this would split being so thin. It actually started to look like a tulip. Probably can't see that right now. Just looks like a crushed beer can. But yeah, I'm going to work this end down some and then kind of examine it. And, you know, I think this is definitely going to be a project that's going to, it'll have some appeal once it's done. But, like I said, along the way, this is, you know, I think I mentioned this once before, abstract art. starting to look like something now. Looks much more like a flower actually right now. I don't know if you can see that. You know, kind of has a, like I said, a tulip look to it with that, when that part opened up like that. And I think when the glass, you know, this could be used with the glass or without the glass inside. But yeah, I think I like that just as it is right there. Just like that, I like it. Pretty organic looking. So I'm going to stop on this right there, and then I'm going to scratch my head about how I'm going to join this now. You know, just quickly. This piece, you know, I hacksawed that. You know, I'm planning to wrap that around somewhere around here. So. I'm just drawing out the ends here a little bit just to lengthen them, so to just give me a little bit more material to wrap around that tube and form a twist. As I'm working on the tines of this end here, I'm thinking that, you know, there are other ways to go about doing this that would probably be a lot easier and look just as good. But that's part of, you know, working on projects you haven't worked on before, and part of the learning process as well for blacksmithing. You have to try something to know, and, you know, it may not seem like something's going to work out, but if you stick with it,
and you think through it, you know, you sometimes will be surprised with the results and pleased. You may have seen this tool in a previous video. It's a twisting tool that I made. So I just want to make sure that those tine ends will fit within the holes of that twisting tool. Got the idea to form a little hook on the end of this so I can hang something like my keys. So that's why I'm drawing this end out. Also because this is going to be an organic piece, it's better to not have evenly shaped material like the round or square stock that you start with. So that's the reason for me hammering this in a random manner that I'm doing. Also, I'm flattening it a bit right here because I want to use my countersink tool in that specific area. I decided to countersink these holes and then to drill them through rather than to hot punch. Right now I'm completely blocking the view. I've inserted the tube that's shaped now into a sort of a tulip flower, and then now I'm using that twisting tool to tighten the tines a little bit just to get it temporarily secure. It was a little bit too loose, and so it came out after that first twisting, so I'm just repeating the process right here, and you can kind of see it a little bit better here. This was not an entirely necessary step. I just decided to twist it here just so I could even everything out a little bit. Still just a little bit loose there. And now it's tight. If you go at your piece with a brass brush afterwards when it's still warm, just be sure not to overdo it, or just kind of look at it as you go. I think I did a little bit too much on this piece, but still turned out okay. Hey. So I'm finally done with this. Look at that. It's an exact replica, right? Yeah. It took me quite a while to get this twist, to get that twisted on tightly. It's not going anywhere right now. I really cinched down on it. So, I was kind of thinking like, boy, oh boy, this is taking a lot longer than it should. So, but yeah, it came out nice to me. It's here comes the bird again. It's it's very organic, and me personally, I probably prefer items that have more uniformity. But this, I like it. I like it a lot. And then so the glass, the glass sits in thusly, like such, and then the candle right inside there. Get it nice and flat. So, I don't know if you can see that. I can't quite see it. But, there it is. A finished piece. So I'll attach that to the wall like that. And I'll actually show you guys that and then light her up. I think it'll work really well. Hope you've enjoyed. Till next time, thanks for watching.